The Poltergeist. Hello friends, welcome to the horror ghost stories. The story begins. In the dark of night, a family is shaken by eerie occurrences that seem to come from nowhere. The Freeling family, once living in peaceful suburban bliss, is thrown into turmoil as the presence of a malevolent force returns to haunt them. After a terrifying experience in their old home, the Freelings have moved to a new place, hoping to escape the supernatural horrors they once faced. But the force that terrorized them is relentless, and it follows them, pushing them deeper into a world of dread and despair. The nightmare begins anew with strange disturbances around the house. Objects move inexplicably, unsettling sounds fill the air, and the atmosphere grows heavy with a sinister presence. The young daughter, Carol Ann, who was the focal point of the haunting, seems to be the main target once again. Her innocent connection to the other side makes her a beacon for the entity that seeks to claim her. As the days pass, the family experiences terrifying visions and unexplainable events. Ghostly figures begin to emerge, with the unsettling image of an old man named Cain standing in the background, his presence more ominous with each passing moment. Cain is no ordinary ghost, he is a powerful, malevolent spirit that controls the forces threatening the family, determined to take Carol Ann into his dark realm. Carol Ann's psychic connection to the spirit world grows stronger, and her powers become both a blessing and a curse. With every attempt to protect her, the forces surrounding them only seem to grow more aggressive. As they dig deeper into the mystery, they discover that Cain is not merely a ghost but a former preacher who had used his supernatural abilities to manipulate and control others in life, and now he seeks to take the one thing he could not control, Carol Ann's soul. Desperate, the family seeks help from a group of paranormal experts, including a medium who once helped them before. The struggle to protect Carol Ann intensifies as Cain's power over the family grows stronger. The house is no longer a sanctuary but a prison, a place where the very walls seem to close in on them. Every room holds a secret, and every corner is filled with malevolent energy. In one harrowing confrontation, the family faces Cain in the bowels of the house, a twisting labyrinth of eerie corridors and supernatural forces. Carol Ann is caught between two worlds, the physical one she knows and the horrifying realm of the dead where Cain reigns supreme. As the walls of reality begin to unravel, the Freelings must fight not only to save their daughter but to prevent the evil from spilling into the living world. The battle culminates in a desperate attempt to send Cain back to the underworld, forcing the family to confront their deepest fears. With their hearts and lives on the line, they engage in a final showdown with the vengeful spirit, but even as the supernatural force is seemingly vanquished, the family is left haunted by the echoes of the past and the realization that evil is never truly gone, it merely waits for the right moment to return. In the end, the Freelings are forever changed, their lives scarred by the horrors they faced. But despite the terror they endured, they know that no matter how far they run, the forces of darkness are always lurking, waiting to strike again. The haunting may have stopped, but the memory of the terror will never fade. As the family struggles to survive, it becomes clear that the horrors they are facing are far beyond anything they could have imagined. Every time they think they've escaped the reach of the malevolent force, it finds a way to bring them back into its grip. The boundaries between the living world and the spirit world begin to blur, as if reality itself is being torn apart. The nights are the worst. Carol Ann, once so innocent and carefree, becomes increasingly distant, her connection to the other side growing stronger. She begins to speak in eerie whispers, her eyes glowing with an unnatural light. The walls around the house seem to breathe, and the very air feels thick with dread. There are moments when it feels as though the entire house is alive, pulsating with an energy that is both terrifying and inescapable. The family, struggling to maintain their sanity, tries everything they can think of to protect Carol Ann. They attempt rituals, prayers, and even try to leave, but each time, they are drawn back to the house, as though it has become their prison. It's not just the house that seems haunted, it's everything. Every piece of furniture, every object, seems to be imbued with an evil force. The walls seem to whisper dark secrets, and every reflection in the mirror is distorted and twisted. As the nights pass, the ghostly figure of Cain begins to appear more frequently, his presence growing stronger. He is not just an apparition but a force that seems to have the power to manipulate time and space. His intentions are clear: he wants Carol Ann, and he will stop at nothing to claim her. His attempts to draw her into his world grow more aggressive, as he uses every trick in the book to weaken the family's resolve. One night, as the family sits huddled together, trying to stay calm, Carol Ann suddenly begins to speak in a voice that is not her own. The words she utters are chilling, a warning that the end is near. "He is coming," she whispers. "He won't stop. He wants me." Her face contorts with fear, her small body trembling as the spirit of Cain makes his presence known once again. The family realizes that they are running out of time. They must find a way to confront Cain before he takes Carol Ann away forever. In a desperate bid to save their daughter, they reach out to a group of paranormal experts. This group, led by a seasoned medium, had helped them before, but now they realize they are facing a much darker and more powerful force than ever before. Together, they perform a ritual to try and banish Cain, but it is not enough. The ritual begins to backfire, and the family is plunged into a nightmare of visions and horrors beyond comprehension. The world around them seems to twist and warp, and they are forced to navigate a maze of terrifying images, including visions of their own death. As the final confrontation looms, the Freelings find themselves in the heart of the storm. The house is now a battleground, with the very structure itself shifting and changing. Rooms appear and disappear, and they are forced to face their deepest fears: dark visions of the past, memories of lost loved ones, and terrifying glimpses of the afterlife. In the midst of the chaos, Carol Ann's psychic abilities become the key to their salvation. She must use her connection to the spirit world to confront Cain directly, facing the ultimate test of her strength and courage. It is a battle for her very soul, and she is forced to draw upon every ounce of her power to protect herself and her family from the evil that seeks to claim her. As the final moments approach, Carol Ann faces Cain in a final showdown. The air is thick with tension as she confronts the dark entity that has haunted her and her family for so long. The room is filled with a blinding light, and for a moment, it seems as though time stands still. Cain's twisted form reaches out for her, but Carol Ann, now filled with strength and determination, pushes back, using her newfound power to send him back into the void from which he came. In a flash of light and a deafening roar, the spirit of Cain is banished. The house, once a place of terror, falls silent. The oppressive atmosphere lifts, and the family is left standing, their lives forever changed. But even as the family begins to process what they've been through, they know that the horror is not truly over. The evil that once lurked in their home may be gone, but the scars it left behind will never fully heal. As they leave the house for the last time, the family walks away with a sense of relief, but also a lingering fear. They know that the spirit world is always out there, waiting for the next opportunity to cross over. The battle they fought was only one chapter in a much larger story, and the haunting, in some ways, will never truly end.